Hello, everyone. Today we will be working on part 2 of the speaking test. I don't want to spend too much time on part 1. I want to go into part 2 for today. Just a few words. Um, there are 4 criteria: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammar range and accuracy, and of course the pronunciation. I don't want to go into too much detail with that. I'm sure you have heard it a million times before. But if you have any questions, please send them to me. Okay? Type them up in the community. So let's begin. Uh, we are right here. Okay. So part 2 lasts for 3 to 4 minutes. The candidates must speak for 1 to 2 minutes about a topic described on a cue card. So I say, talk until the examiner stops you. Okay? That's when you should stop, when the examiner stops you by saying, thank you very much, and goes on. Okay? Before you are to speak, you are given 60 seconds to prepare and make any kind of notes. So you should use that time wisely. So if we take a look, these are 2 examples of cue cards. Describe an activity you do to keep fit. Describe a place you visited when you were a child. Okay, please tell me in the comments which sentence or which question do you think is more difficult of the 2? Tell me which is more difficult for you. So what you do is you have 60 seconds to write a few things on your cue cards. Bullet points. Bullet points, not whole sentences. It's only 60 seconds. Okay? So you will be given paper to write your notes and prepare. So here we have describe an activity you do to keep fit. So you should say what you do, when you started doing it, how much time you spend doing it, and explain how this activity helps you keep fit. So let's take a look at one candidate's notes. This is an example of the notes. Okay. So as you see here, he uses some collocations, just very few things so that he knows what to say, so he doesn't get stuck. Okay. Um, this is exactly how you should be doing yours as well. Okay. Now, if you do get stuck and you're like, what am I going to write? What am I going to write? Well, just think of the WH questions. So where, when, what, how. Okay. So if you just write those WH question words, these should help you to create sentences, to think of something to say. So if we look at his response, he says, I think it's important to exercise every day, and so I swim for an hour or so as part of my daily routine. I learned to swim when I was a child. My parents took my brothers and me to the beach at least once a year, so I feel comfortable in the water. There's a pool at the sports center near my house, and I usually go there after work. It's a pretty big pool, not Olympic-sized, but big enough to do laps. Usually it's not very crowded, and in the evenings there aren't school groups there, just people like me who want to swim laps. I used to go running, and I was even thinking about trying to do a marathon, but I had a lot of pain in my knees, so I had to find another form of exercise. That was a couple of years ago. I'm a confident swimmer, but I don't push myself. I've never won any medals, and that doesn't bother me. Swimming keeps me in good shape, and I find it relaxing as well. So this is a strong answer, okay? He provides background, and because he provides background, this gives him an opportunity to use tenses and structures about the past and, of course, about the present. So this is really showing off his grammar. Okay. Now let's go to another one. Describe a place you visited when you were a child. You should say where it is, when you were there, what you did there, and explain why you would or would not like to return to this place again. Again, you have 60 seconds. Okay. While we're here now, maybe you'd like to stop the video, use that time, write down notes, and send me your answer. I would love to hear it. So Lucinda here wrote down some good keywords, collocations, and structures. You see we have the WH questions, where, when, what they did, go back one day, great for children, too boring now. Okay? All right. And here we have her response. Okay, so you can stop that so that you can read it yourself, so you can see the structures that she uses, the tenses that she uses. So the question is, should you, what kind of tone should you use with an examiner? So with the examiner, you have a conversational tone, like you're talking to a friend, okay? A little like informal, not too informal, but you can speak a little informally, like you're having a nice, polite, casual conversation. Okay, so let's move on. Describe a place you visited when you were a child, okay? So I would love for you to try this. Use a stopwatch, 60 seconds, write down some notes, and if you could respond to me, either written or with video or audio, that would be great. I would love to hear what you have to say and give you a band score. Okay, so what you shouldn't do is memorize answers, okay? Examiners know when you have been memorizing, and they will take points off for that, okay? But there are questions that you can, just have in mind, okay? So these are standard, questions that they might ask. Describe an activity you do to keep fit, a place you visited when you were a child, a teacher that influenced you, some kind of article that you read in a magazine or newspaper. Well, they wouldn't be using that too much now. They would be using sites, okay? So you want it to be conversational, and that's why you shouldn't be memorizing your answers. It shows, and you will get points taken off, okay? All right, so again, part 2 of the IELTS, just to recap, okay, is 3 to 4 minutes long. You have 60 seconds to write down your notes for preparation, okay? You should be using synonyms for the words on the cue card. So you don't want to use the same words that are on the cue card. You want to use synonyms. That is tested. Paraphrasing is very much tested on the IELTS, okay? And of course, no, the examiner will not check your notes from the cue cards, all right? So I would love to hear your responses, again, either in audio form, video, or writing it down in our community. Okay? Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.